Good evening, my friends, and happy Friday to you all as we welcome you to the Kinney Auditorium as we are about to kick off the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. It is a MAWPC matchup to begin the 2024 Water Polo Invitational tonight as the Bucknell Bison will take on counterparts for the MAWPC. They are the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers. Hi, friends, pleased to be with you on this Friday night in Lewisburg. I'm Colton the Bias. The start of the 2024 Water Polo Invitational hosted by the Bucknell Bison is about to get underway. The 9th all-time meeting between the Bison and the Mountaineers in this matchup tonight. Bucknell is undefeated against Mount St. Mary's, an 8-0 record against the Mountaineers, one of the newer MAWPC programs in NCAA Division I men's and women's water polo. The Mountaineers water polo program celebrating its 5th season this year, having a tough start to the 2024 season as the Mountaineers are coming into this contest tonight with a 2-7 overall record, already beginning conference play with a 1-1 record, coming off a 1-3 record at the Salem Invitational in Morgantown, West Virginia last weekend. And on the other side, the Bucknell Bison coming into this matchup, trying to find their footing on the 2024 season, entering into this contest with a 2-5 record, hoping to snap a 4-game losing streak here tonight, suffering 3 losses against 3 ranked teams last weekend in Princeton, losing to the Harvard Crimson 16-12, and then they lost to Santa Clara 20-6, and then they lost to one of the best ranked teams in the country, especially on the East Coast, losing to the Princeton Tigers to close out the invite 17-7. As we are just about to begin the opening sprint, and let's get you the starting lineups for the Bison and the Mountaineers. First off, in goal, it's going to be Mateo Herrera getting the start for the Bison tonight, and on the other side, it is going to be number 1 for the Mountaineers, Sharif Hosni. He usually wears 1B, their usual keeper who wears number 1, Joseph Maxton, not making the trip to the Mount this evening. Both teams are awaiting the opening sprint to kick off the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. Only 2 matches on the docket here tonight, including this one between Bucknell and Mount St. Mary's. And then the Wagner Seahawks, they are right behind us here at Kinney Auditorium in the stands, awaiting their matchup against the Gannon Golden Knights as the opening sprint is underway, and it's going to go to Mount St. Mary's. Michael Lemishko with the opening swim to start off this contest. Lemishko at the center. He's looking for a pass, seeing if he can get a shot. He's going to send it to Wallace Whitfield, Nicholas Wallace Whitfield. Goes back for Lemishko, block in front. As Herrera hits a hand on it. As Hasten Multi was the one who swatted that away. Here comes the first offensive possession for Bucknell. Shea Gillern in the lineup. The senior passes it to the right. Now they try to get it close to the 2-meter line. And the Bison have a chance to advance an exclusion, so the Bison can capitalize on the power play. The exclusion against Lemishko for the Mountaineers. And a fresh shot clock, they score! Bison strike first. Went to the senior, Matt Reichman, out of Venezuela. That's the case. It's his 12th goal on the season, 65th in a Bison cap. So what can the Mountaineers do with a response as they look to get their first win against the Bison? They have met 8 times, and the Bison have come out victorious every time. Jack Fox with an errant pass, but the Mountaineers reset. They got 10 to shoot. 30-second shot clock fires, and the Mountaineers tie the game. It goes to the senior out of Wayne, Pennsylvania, the business major, Michael Lemishko. 10th goal on the season, 76 in a Mountaineer cap, and we're tied up at 1. as the Bison were trying to set off offense, but they get nothing. And we're pleased to be joined by the second member of our group. She is a member of the Bucknell Bison women's water polo team. Boadi Motow joins us. Boadi, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited
As the Bison try to move things up offensively, as Gillern was trying to get it towards the 5-meter line, and a whistle. It seems going to be another exclusion against Mount St. Mary's. Nobody is swimming yet towards the penalty area. 7 seconds to shoot for the Bison, blocked on a terrific block. But play resumes. Aaron Tarr with the block for the Mountaineers. And a fresh shot clock as the Bison reset. Son Multi. And pass to Tunnicliffe. And Gillern trying to regain the ball as Lemishka was on him. Got 7 to shoot. In the hands of Holte, he snaps it in. And the Bison retake the lead. See what the Mountaineers can do with a response as they get the green light to try to develop some offense. Lemishko thought about firing it towards the net. Lemishko has it back. Tarr goes for Fox. Goes to the far side corner, 8 to shoot. They fire it in, it snaps in on the corner. I believe it went to Belesis. The junior out of Greece. What a shot, Boadi. It seems like those shots could be really difficult knowing that you're running out of time, but you have to get it off, and it's a little bit of a difficult angle from the corner, but he fired it in anyway.
Yes, it's a very good awareness from Mount St. Mary's play over there. The Bucknell defense is kind of sleeping there, trying to sneak off and go on attack, but as a defense, it's always really important to stand up for the whole defense before thinking about
And Multi was trying to fire that one in the net, and Hosny makes the save. And the Mountaineers with a chance to try to get their first lead of this game. That gets off of the post. Went over to Herrera, but he keeps it out of the net. And the Bison looking to retake their lead, tied at 2 in the first 4 minutes of the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. To the 2-meter line, and we get a penalty shot. It is going to go to Shea Gillern, the senior. Could get number 84 of his career if he can pencil it into the back of the net. He already has 9 goals on the season. He can get number 84 right here. Fires it in, and it actually went to Alexa Stefanovic. Stefanovic cashes in to give the Bison the lead back. It's his 16th goal on the season, 148th in his career. .20 seconds to shoot for Mount St. Mary's. The Mount holding on offensively. They've had a response every time the Bison have taken the lead, and they're going to get another one. Goes to Chris Malavonis, one of the star players in the Mount's history. And he ties the game at 3. To the 2-meter line. Oh my goodness, what a pass for the goal. The Bison retake the lead. How about that, Boadi? As Udovicic was able to set up Gillern perfectly in front of the net to give the lead back to Bucknell.
Yes, that's great awareness by Bucknell to recognize that drive. Shea is
Gabe Chetlik passes it for Wallace Whitfield. Goes to the corner for Tar. Sends it across, fires off the post. But the Mao regain possession with a fresh shot clock to boot. Tar waits, sends it across again. Goes back to the point. Wallace Whitfield. Cheplik. 10 seconds. And it's in! And it gets stuck in the net. That one goes to Aaron Tar, the sophomore. Out of South Africa, your homeland, Boadi, and it is tied at 4.
Yeah, it's great to see people from homeland representing us so well. So that was a great, great shot from him using all his strength and power coming through his legs to come up with that shot.
So 2:50 remaining. There has not been back-to-back goals yet in this contest. Whenever first team scored, the other team has been able to respond, with the Bison getting the first goal of the contest, and it's been back and forth since. To the net, and the Bison retake the lead with a snap of a finger. That one goes to Udovicic, the freshman. You know him, you saw his uncle and his head coach John McBride in the Olympics. And Udovicic regains the lead for Bucknell. And Boadi, when I talked to Coach McBride earlier in the week, previewing this game, before you joined us, we were talking about the 3 tough losses that the Bison had in Princeton, and he said that he was really hoping to step some things up on defense with some of the major improvements that he was hoping for into this weekend, and the defense shines there again with the big save by Herrera.
Yes, I'd like to say the defense is really picking up this quarter. It's a good way to start the game to get those 2 stops, and that's a good transition into offense.
So the Bison can go ahead by 2 with the big save by Herrera. Udovicic had it now. He sends it for Stefanovic. It hits the post. Stefanovic was looking for the rebound. Fresh shot clock. Bison regain possession. Edblad. He has a handful of goals in his freshman career and a big stop. Hosny denying Tozo right in front of the goal. And that was a stop, Boadi, that the Mao were looking for as they try to keep pace with the Bison in this game.
Yes, that was really, really good by the goalkeeper coming up and using his legs to stay up there. Tizo is a very, very strong big man, so to come up there for that block, he
And Lemishko, a pass that went a little too far. Wallace Whitfield is trying to get it. They got 4 seconds to shoot, and Mountaineers don't even bother to try to get a shot off. They just retreat it with a minute to play in the first quarter before we move along to the second. It's been back and forth, back and forth. There's not been back-to-back goals in the contest so far, and the Bison looking to change that here as Gillern sends it back to Murad. Stefanovic on the far side. At 18 to shoot. In front of the goal was a little too far. Hedbland the target. Hedbland swims back, regains the ball, and was a little too far for Gillern. Murad. 6 to shoot. Shot! Stopped! Hosny denying Udovicic. Possibly the final scoring chance for the Bison before we head to the second. Reesing, junior out of Annapolis, passes it. And Cheplik. Got a pair of brothers for this Mount team with Gabe Cheplik. Also has a brother who's on the team, Casper Cheplik. 15 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Can the Mountaineers tie this up at 5 before we head to the second? Racing in front. And there was a body home as Lemishko tried to get a shot in front of the net, and it remains a 1-goal advantage for the Bison. It's been back and forth, and back and forth again. And the Bison hold a 5-4 lead over the Mountaineers. As we head to the second, we'll be back on the Bucknell Bison YouTube page for the start of the second quarter as we kick off the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. All right, my friends, we are back here at the Kennedy Nanatorium. Already one quarter in the books for the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. Colin the Bison alongside Biladi Motel, a member of the Bison Women's Water Polo team. So, Biladi, what did you see for the Bison that you liked, and do you think there's any improvements that they can have as we head into the second?
I liked how quick the Bucknell Bison were off the whistle and how they're very, very aggressive when they're going into from their defense to offense. I also like the driving that they do and the cutting. They're really catching their defenders off guard. So I think they must keep that up. And they're really, and that's something that Mountain Mason is trying to work, probably talk about over the quarter break about their drives, because I think that's catching them a bit off guard.
Game number 1 out of 4 for the Bison as they host the Invitational for another year. 2 matchups for the Bison tomorrow, and one that I think a lot of fans circled on their calendars at 3:20. Bison are going to take on the Fordham Rams, and then they're going to take on McKendree from Illinois, WWPA school, to close off day 2 of the Invitational tomorrow night. See what the Mountaineers can do as they start off with the ball. Had a chance to try to tie the game before the first came to an end, but they could not cash in. Reesing on the pass to Cheplick. That's Casper Cheplick, pair of brothers for the Mountaineers. Trying to find a body in front, and it's in the back of the net. I don't know, Biladi. I don't know if that's something that Herrera expected, as it seemed that Lemishko was able to find it in front of the net, and this game's tied at 5. Time was running out on the shot clock. Multi was trying to find a cap on the far side. It was Stefanovic. Moves to the corner past the 2-meter line. Hedblad fakes, fires, and getting a piece of it. Hosni, the junior out of Cairo, Egypt, has really come up big for the Mountaineers to keep the Mount in this game. Bison and the Mountaineers have met in a variety of sports as well. And there's a goal for the freshman, Jack Delane. And the Bison, on cue, they retake the lead.
Really good by both freshmen from Bucknell. I think to have that awareness to use the 2-meter wall and to go inside. Because in water polo, once you have the ball, it's either 2 meters. It's only when another player can come over to. So for both of them to recognize that and get the goal by such young players, because they're only freshmen.
And another matchup between the Bison and the Mountaineers. The Mount members of the MAAC, so they have met in a variety of other sports and meeting in the pool for the 9th time on the men's side. These two teams are going to meet again in Emmitsburg on November 1st, and that one hits the post. Time was running out. Shot was taken by Aaron Tarr, and he can't cash in as the Mount could not tie the game. Mountaineers still looking for their first lead, but they got to tie the game first, and the Bison looking to make this a 2-goal game. Hedblad, what's he going to do? He's going to fire it. It goes high. Hedblad deciding to keep the ball himself, Biladi, instead of trying to get a pass, and he can't cash in. Mountaineers have 6 seconds to shoot. As Udovicic is trying to get it back, and Herrera with a pass to Stefanovic. Whistle. Possession goes back to the Mountaineers as Stefanovic is trying to get a pass to the point for Hedblad. Everybody retreats, and Hosni with the pass to Tar. 15 seconds to shoot. Racing. Back to the middle. Lemishko. Delane was on him. And Herrera sees that one go wide. Shot taken by Tar.
Zone defense by Bucknell because they know they're really big, strong center forward. So be able to zone off him and be able to hit when needed to, just not to go too far. That was really good defense by Bucknell. And a really good goal by, I think that was number 59.
It went to Headblad.
Tyler hit that. That was really good awareness by the goalkeeper as well to be able to set Tyler time and get the quick goal.
So the Bison get that 2-goal lead that they so desperately wanted. First back-to-back goals in this match, and the Mountaineers down by 2. Kasper Cheplik. Matt Reichman trying to steal the ball away. No exclusion calls, and Mountaineers keep. In front, good defense by Bucknell as Stefanovic. The Mountaineers keep. They got 5 to shoot. And an exclusion, and Mountaineers run out of time. Wallace Whitfield holding the ball a little too long. Tunnicliffe, 1-on-1 with the net. He scores! Sean Tunnicliffe, the sophomore out of Long Beach, California. And the Bison are off and running. They are ahead by 3. And Justin Vink calling a timeout.
Yeah, that was a really good defense by the Bucknell Bison, just to deny the ball to the center forward. The center back, Hassan, was doing very, very well, pushing him back and pushing him out to be able to steal the ball and to also get the offensive foul there, Alexa, to work, and then to have that awareness to go onto the counter attack was really, really good by Sean.
Justin Vink, I should say, entering into year number 2 at the helm of this Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers squad. He's been an assistant since the beginning. Alyssa Diacono, she was the head coach for 3 years for both the men and the women. She departed the program in 2022 to take the head coaching job at MIT, where she still is today. Justin Vink entering into his 2nd year as the head coach for this Mountaineers squad. They finished the season last year with a 7-23 record, and they went 1-11 in MAWPC play, going 0-3 in the MAWPC championships, including losing to Bucknell in the opening round 17-7. That was the last time these two teams have met, and then they lost to John Hopkins in overtime 14-13, and then losing to George Washington 16-12 to end the 2023 season. Now on the other side, the Bison looking to pick off where they left off last year, including with bigger ambitions, with the 3rd place finish in the MAWPC championship last year, defeating Wagner, who they are going to see in this tournament, defeating them in the 3rd place game 10-7. And Biladi, as somebody assuming, you have been around the guys as well, I'm sure that they had a lot of expectations going into this year, looking to try to gain some bigger ambitions after placing 3rd in the MAWPC championships last year.
Yes, I think they definitely
It's Bucknell again, and Giller with control, but an offensive foul called against the Bison, and the Mountaineers down by 3. In desperate need of a goal past the halfway point of the 2nd quarter. Bison currently on a 3-0 run. As a result, they are ahead 8-5. Herrera waiting for everybody to get back. Bison have 20 seconds to shoot. Stefanovic. Stefanovic lost it, but it was whacked by a member of the Mountaineers. Trying to find Reichman in front, and Splashes all around as Kasper Cheplik is trying to regain control, and that's going to be a foul against the Bison at the 2-meter line. Aiden Zeiger, the junior. Passes for Wallace Whitfield. 10 to shoot. Whitfield was looking to fire. Finds a man in front. It's Tar. Splashes all around. On pressure was Gillern. And we are going to have a penalty shot. And Bilwadi, this is definitely a goal the Mountain needs if they want any chance of getting back into this game. And they get it. Goal goes to Belisis, the junior out of Athens. Had 20 goals coming into this game on the season for the Mountaineers and 159 career goals entering into this match. And that stops the 3-0 run for the Mountaineers, still ahead by 2. Here's the Bison beginning MAWPC play with this contest here, and these are conference matchups that are going to count towards the conference record for both of these teams. Exclusion goes against the Mountaineers. Bison go on the power play. Delvisic, Stefanovic. Fire, save made! Hosny denying Reichman as the senior out of Venezuela was trying to get the goal, and it remains a 2-goal lead for Bucknell. Aaron Tarr with the pass to Gabe Cheplik. Whistle and another exclusion against the Mount. Bucknell with a chance to try to get a 3-goal lead again with under 2 minutes remaining before we head to the half. Edblad is looking to fire. Finds a man at the 2-meter line, Reichman. And that's near the 2-meter line. And guess what, my friends? Seems the Bison looking to see if it indeed is going to be a penalty shot. Taken by Hebland, had 18 goals in his freshman campaign coming into this contest. San Diego, California, and he scores to make it 9-6. Boadi, as a player, when you get granted for a penalty shot, do you feel like for you specifically, do you feel any pressure when you get a penalty shot knowing that all eyes are on you to try to get a goal in the back of the net?
I do feel the pressure. I definitely do. I try not to think about it so much. I'm so far in the game that I really just think about that what I have to do. And
There's a big stop by Herrera. Mountaineers regroup. Wallace Whitefield. Tar, long pass to the left side. They got 20 to shoot. Whitefield again. Save made, Herrera. Herrera, the junior out of Florida, has come up big for the Bison in the second quarter. And they have an opportunity right here to go ahead by 4. Shea Gillern, the senior. Woodland Hills, California. Passing it for Hedblad. Got a dozen to shoot. Into heavy traffic. Hosny playing out of the crease, going towards the 5-meter line. Deciding to play defense instead of being a keeper with 35 seconds on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock. Plus will be the final scoring chance for the Mount in this half, and they can't cash in as they were trying to find Valavalnes in front. 20 seconds. Bison can hold before we head to halftime. Gillern. Hedblad. Swimming on up. 10 to shoot. Hedblad to the far side. Fire scores! It's Jack Bruce. The senior is now 29 in his career, and with 3 seconds remaining on the clock, the Bison hold a 10-6 lead. Well, and that is going to end first half of play. The Bison going on a big run in the second quarter. It was close going into the quarter, but now the Bison have stretched out their lead as they lead 10-6. As we're in halftime now to kick off the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter when we come back on the Bucknell Bison YouTube page. All right, my friends, we welcome you back to Kenny Natatorium, about to kick off second half action of play to kick off the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. 10-6 is the score in favor of the Bison over the rivals from Ebbetsburg, the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers. Bison looking to stay undefeated against the Mount. 8 wins and no losses for the Bison against Mount St. Mary's coming into this contest. These two teams first met on October 30th, 2021. Bison winning that contest 12-9. And now 9 games later, Bison with control of the lead as both teams switch sides in the poll. The Bison shooting left to right and the Mount right to left. Bison have the blue and orange caps on tonight, and it's the white ones for the Mount. As that one bounces towards the net, and Mountaineers cannot cash in on their first offensive possession of the second half. Oh, my apologies. I'm still going to get used to it. That was the Bison who had the ball there. As we just mentioned, both teams switch sides, and the Mount save Herrera! A big shot at the point. It was Belisis who tried to get the shot down, and Herrera comes up with the big stop to open the third.
Yes, that was a really, really good stop by Maxine. That's a great way for Bucknell to get a stop at the beginning of the quarter.
We get a whistle and a timeout. Not sure if it went to Justin Vink. He called a timeout in the first half, and 51 seconds into the third quarter, we get a timeout in the pool, and still got some time. This will give us a good chance to go over the rundown for the first 2 days, including today and tomorrow. The 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational will continue after the conclusion of this contest as the Wagner Seahawks will take on the Gannon Golden Knights. And then we have a busy, busy day tomorrow with 8 games on the schedule tomorrow, and it will start off with the Mount having to wake up early and play at 10 a.m. against Fordham. Saddleback from California will take on the Salem Tigers. McKendree will take on LIU after 2 o'clock. Mount St. Mary's will take on Wagner. And then the Bison will be back in action at 3:20 in that anticipated matchup against the Fordham Rams. In 3 more games, Salem taking on LIU, Saddleback, Mount St. Mary's, and Bucknell will close out tomorrow night against McKendree. Play resumes after the timeout. And what a good goal! As Hedblad off of the feed from Gillard, and the Bison strike first in the second half.
Yes, that was a really, really good 6-on-5 by the Bucknell Bison to move the ball very, very quickly, because that gets the defense really tired. And once you find that nice pocket that Tyler found, that was a really, really good shot by the freshman.
Mountaineers now down by 5. Release this and exclusion, and back-to-back exclusions. One went to the Mountaineers. Bison were trying to get it back, and the Bison get called for an exclusion, so the Mountaineers have it, but doesn't last very long as a steal by Hedblad deep in the corner, and he hands the ball back for Herrera. The biggest win the Bison have had against the Mount was their matchup on November 6th of 2022. Bison winning that game by 12 goals, 22-10 was the final. They're ahead by 5 tonight. Gillern to the point. Quick pass, and Multi falls down, and no call. That was towards the 2-meter line, and the ball goes back to the Mount. Hosny remains in the crease for the Mountaineers as the Mount still digging for their first goal of the half. Lemishko fakes, sends it starboard, Exclusion against the Bison with control of the ball to Tar. The Bison retreat, and Herrera getting a piece of it on the shot by Lemishko. Lemishko said his name a lot tonight. He has scored in every game so far this season. 69 goals coming, or 9 goals I should say, coming into the year, and 75 career goals entering into this game tonight against Bucknell. Three minutes pass by in the third quarter. Happy you're along with us, and a attempted shot in front as the lane cannot gain the feed fully by Udovicic. Mountaineers trying to do everything they can to get back into this game, and they can do it right here with a goal, and they get it. It's Jack Fox, the sophomore out of Jupiter, Florida. And that was a goal, Boati, that the Mountaineers needed.
Yeah, it's definitely a much-needed goal. It's good that Mountain Mary's recognized that they had the one-player advantage on their counter-attack, and to get the ball up there, I think a much-needed goal. And it's their first goal of the quarter, so maybe they can gain some momentum from that.
And indeed, that's what the Mount is looking for. The Mountaineers getting just their second win of the season in their last game that they had in Morgantown at the Salem Tigers Invitational. From Salem coming over to Lewisburg to participate in the Invitational this weekend, and that one hits the post. Mountaineers went 1-3 at the Salem Invitational. That was hosted by Salem, but it was played in Morgantown, home to the other Mountaineers. It's at the swimming and diving facility for West Virginia. Playing 3 out of 4 teams that are participating in the Invitational as well. They lost again in LIU and Salem, and they got a victory in their final matchup. That was on Sunday against Mercyhurst. And Bison are going to be taking on Mercyhurst 9 days from now. These two teams are going to meet again. Still a little ways away, and they are going to meet in Emmitsburg on November 1st. And possibly might meet again in Annapolis at the MEWPC Championships. They did a year ago. They met twice in the postseason. In 2021, in the fall of 2021, it was the second season for the Mountaineers, and then last year, in front, score! Tarnacliffe, the sophomore. Bison get a dozen and are ahead by 5.
Yes, that's a really, really good awareness by Sean, the sophomore, to see that the goalkeeper saved the ball and to go up on the counter attack. That's really, really good awareness to be watching the clock like that.
Seems Bucknell may be approaching cruise control. 3 minutes remaining in the third. They have a comfortable lead ahead by 5 goals. Obviously, it's not over till it's over. But Boati, this could be a big confidence booster for the Bison, for the remainder of this Invitational. I'm sure a lot of expectations hosting this tournament. They want to put on a good show for all the home fans.
Yes, it's very important. I think it's nice to get your first home win under your belt, and I think it's a great, great confidence booster for the rest of the tournament to go on.
There was a tie-up near the 2-meter line. Tarnacliffe, he had the last goal, and he's going to try to get another one. Tarnacliffe can put the Bison ahead by 6. They can pencil in another goal on the penalty shot. Yes, sir! Frustration's the boo for Hosny. He's been a busy, busy keeper, the junior out of Cairo, Egypt. Gives up another goal, and it's 13-7 Bucknell. Do the Mountaineers have an answer as they desperately try to get on the board? Save Herrera! Denying the big shot by Belesis. And Herrera with another big stop, the junior. 8 saves on the season coming into this contest, and 38 all-time in year number 3. He's a member of the Bison, and he has stepped up his game and stepped up to the plate with stop shot after shot as Moran was trying to send that one home, the junior out of California, but a good save the other way for Hosny. Bison are 156 and 38 all time against schools participating in the Invitational this weekend. As Aaron Tarr gets them out on the board in the second half. Bison still ahead by 5. And as mentioned, undefeated against the Mountaineers coming into this contest 8-0. And we have the anticipated matchup against the Fordham Rams tomorrow for the Bison. Bison 48 and 9 all time. Against Fordham, they are 12 and 2 against Wagner, 2 and 0 against McKentry, who they're going to see tomorrow, 8 and 0 against Gannon, who's going to be coming up next. Take on Wagner, and then they're 22 and 3 against Salem, 54 and 24 against John Hopkins. They have never played LIU or Saddleback. Here comes a breakaway. Here comes the Mount on the rush. It's Tarr. Oh, what a pass and what a goal. Mountaineers deserve that goal as it went to Aiden Hess, the junior. Terrific passing. Tarr the Hess to make it 13-9.
Yes, that's really good work by Mountain Marys. Recognize and steal the ball there and go on the counter-attack both players. That's really, really hard for a goalkeeper to save. And that's great recognition from Tarr to really move the keeper to make him tired to get that easy goal.
As the Mountaineers, they have a tough mountain to climb. Still down by 4. The Bison can respond with a goal, and they do. Gillard, the senior, with another goal on the night. And just like that, a terrific response for the Bison as they go back ahead by 5.
Yeah, that was really, really good awareness by both players at Bucknell to realize that Shea was the open player there. I think Mountain Marys might have fallen asleep a bit on defense. And I think it's great that Shea's taking his opportunities, that he's free, he's a senior, he's a bit more seasoned, he knows how to play. It's his 4th year. So I'm glad that he's using his experience. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 38 seconds on the game clock, possibly the final scoring chance for the Mountaineers before we head to the 4th. Elisis splashing in front as Valentine was trying to get it in the goal. Nate Valentine, the sophomore. Mountaineers have 5 seconds to shoot. Whitfield was looking for a pass in front. Should have took a shot. Elisis, but luckily the exclusion by the Bison gives another chance for the Mountaineers, and they fire it in. Wallace Whitfield makes it 14-10. And the Mountaineers trying to gain some light as we head to the 4th. Yeah, that was really, really good 6-on-5 by the Mountaineers. I think sometimes it's the best time to score a 6-on-5 is at the beginning while the defense is still trying to orientate themselves. So that was really, really good awareness by the Mountaineers to get that 6-on-5 off quickly.
Udovicic tied up with Belises, and a big save by Hosny. And we're going to head to the 4th with the Bison ahead by 4. But it seems the Mountaineers might have the momentum, getting the last goal of the quarter. And they're only down by 4. So we shall see what the Mountaineers have in store against the Bison as we move along to the 4th quarter when we come back on the Bucknell Bison YouTube page. Bison up 14-10. Thanks, Doug.
I have to make sure there's the right one.
Okay, yes, we're good now. We are good now. All right, my friends, we are back here for the first game of the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. Happy you're along with us on this Friday night. Colin the Bias joined alongside Boadi Motel, member of the Bucknell Bison Women's Water Polo team. Well, Boadi, it seems that the Mountaineers, with a few late goals in the third, it seems that they have some light going into the final 8 minutes, only down by 4 goals.
Yeah, I think they definitely ended the quarter off really, really strong. So it's really important that they really, really focus to end the game on a strong note. And on the side of Bucknell, it's important that they also don't get complacent and don't get comfortable. It's pretty common sometimes for teams to get comfortable when they have such a lead, but it's important for them to just keep applying pressure to the Mount.
Bison win the opening sprint and went to Multi with a whistle and Bison keep possession, 14 to shoot. Stefanovic getting pressured in the corner. He fires, and it goes wide into the other pole that I believe Wagner or Gannon is practicing in, and the Bison cannot cash in, and the Mount with a chance to get down within 3. We talked about John McBride saying that he hoped that his defense would have stepped up coming into this invitation when they did there with the stop by Reichman as he gives the ball back to Herrera.
Yeah, it's always good to start the quarter off with a stop during the middle of the game so you know your team's locked in. So that's a really, really, really good defense by Matthew Reichman to get the steal there.
And splashing in front as Reichman has to dip his head in the water, and the ball goes back to the Mount. Osney finds Wallace Whitfield. Goes the Fox. And Belises with control, but it goes back to the Bison. Exclusion against the Mount. Multi passes it back for Herrera. Herrera pushing it ahead. The catch for Stefanovic. Swimming past the 2-meter line and a whistle. And another goal. Reichman, a senior out of Venezuela.
That was a really, really good awareness by Alexa to see that Reichman was the open man. Like I said earlier, when you have an open man there on the 6-on-5, if you can take it quickly, take it quickly. You can see the Mountain Mary's defense was still trying to orientate themselves after the exclusion.
And that was a goal the Bison were looking for. And Reichman enters out of the pool for now. Kasper Cheplik. For Belises. He got pressured in the corner by Stefanovic. Kasper Cheplik, fire save, Herrera! Herrera with another big stop to keep the Bison up by 5. Herrera with the long pass that bounced at the 6-meter line. Stefanovic picks it up. Yantum open blue. Pass far side, and it's splashed in. Hedblad with another goal, and the Bison off and running. 6-goal lead now for Bucknell in the final quarter.
Yeah, that was really, really good by Alexa to realize that Hedlab was free on the other side to get the goal. Sometimes to get that one pass shot is really, really hard for the goalkeeper to get to the other side of the goal and to shoot the cross cage low because the goalkeeper's coming to the near side. It was really, really good awareness by the freshman.
Kasper Cheplik will lead it up and passes it for Zach Fisher. Now it goes back for Cheplik. Now Fox is trying to find Tar in front. And Tar has it again. There's some splashing in the pool and an exclusion. Mount on the power play. They get a fresh shot clock. Belises, and a goal that goes to Valavanis.
Yes, that's great work on the 6-on-5 by Mount St. Mary's to recognize the post player. That's the most dangerous player on the 6-on-5 because they are right in front of the goal there. and to recognize the post player quickly. It looks like Bucknell fell asleep a bit on the post on the 6-on-5.
Valavanes, 140 goals in his Mount career, the junior, coming off a second-team All-MAWPC appearance last year. He was a member of the All-Tournament team. Mount not going away, but they need some stops, and the Bison want to continue to get goals in the scoring column. Udovicic, Hosny getting a piece of it, and it goes to the Mount bench. Hosny passes it to the center line. Right in front, stop Herrera! Denying Valavanes a big goal. A big save, I should say. And a timeout is going to be called by John McBride. I don't think he was happy with that one, Boadi, with Valavanes being left wide open.
Yes, no, he definitely won't be happy about that. That was an amazing, awesome save by the goalkeeper of Bucknell. And also, it's very unfortunate for Mount St. Mary's that they got the exclusion. That's the worst thing for a coach, to get the exclusion on the transition. It's great recognition by Bucknell to also look at the Mount St. Mary's defender was sleeping and to get the player excluded.
Stefanovic, Giller. Bison maneuver the ball around. It goes to the corner. Udovicic. Stefanovic. Fire, save made. Tonacliffe was trying to get it in. Stays with Bucknell. Stefanovic. Udovicic. For Stefanovic. Fires, another save by Hosny. And the Mountaineers have it back. Approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Mount St. Mary's down by 5. Few big stops in the last minute for Sharif Hosny. Gillespie, and a save on the other end by Herrera. Herrera setting it up, Stefanovic. Gets to the 2-meter line, and that is chopped out by Hosny. As 2 balls enter into the pool, the clock stops with 3:46 remaining. Stefanovic. Multi. Stefanovic again. 9 to shoot. In front, looking for the one-timer. And Udovicic cannot finish. Here come the Mountaineers back the other way, swimming up. Here's Aiden Hess. Hess looking to beat off Multi, and Multi getting back, and it's going to be a penalty shot. Multi with the exclusion. And it's going to be Hess one-on-one with Herrera as the Mount try to get within 4. And Belises is going to take the shot. It's in. Bison still hold the lead, but the Mount get it within 4.
Yeah, that was definitely a much-needed goal by the Mount. I think every goal at this moment in time really, really is important for them. And I think they just really need to get off to gain this momentum.
Multi past the center line. Stefanovic. Towards the 2-meter line, splashes everywhere as Tonacliffe was looking for it, and some confusion.
Yeah, it looks like the Mount St. Mary's has a double exclusion because the player threw away the ball when it wasn't in their possession. And now Bucknell's playing a 6-on-4. As we can see as well, actually they're playing a 5-on-4 because once you pull that extra player out, it actually creates more space. One would think that keeping all 6 players there would be advantageous, but actually playing the 5-on-4 when you're double man up creates more space to score the goal.
So the Bison on the power play with 6:53 remaining in the contest. There's 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and a busy day for Bucknell Athletics. The Bison field hockey team getting their first Patriot League victory of the season, defeating BU here in Lewisburg 2-1. That game went final a little while ago. And volleyball, they continue Patriot League play to the back of us, taking on Holy Cross. A game that started 3 minutes ago. It's going to be a busy day for Bison Athletics tomorrow. The football team back in action. We've got a busy day tomorrow for Bison Athletics, including day number 2, the 2024 Bucknell Bison Water Polo Invitational. And still speaking of today with the volleyball team, starting their game against Holy Cross, and women's tennis competing at the St. Joseph's Invitational today, and men's tennis off to Pittsburgh to compete in the Carnegie Mellon Invitational. Play waiting to resume after the timeout. Here's Tozo, has to give the ball to one of the officials. Brandon Nicholson and Alexander Loran are 2 officials tonight. Bucknell trying to capitalize on the power play. They can't. Hosney with a big blockade in his crease. 2:40 remaining in the Mount. They're running out of time, but it seems they have momentum on their side. Down by 4. They need a goal here to keep this game going. And a turnover, exactly what the Bison needed, as Tawnycliffe sends it back to Herrera. It seems now, Boadi, that the Bison are going to be playing conservative, trying to use as much of the shot clock as they can to try to melt the clock down and take home the win.
Yes, I think there's really no need for them to score any more goals in the middle of the game. Of course, you still want to attack, you still want to score more goals, but that's not necessarily a big priority for them. Just a missed opportunity there by Shade. It was a really good movement. It's unfortunate that he didn't get it off, but I think they're just looking to run down the clock, use their full 30 seconds just to stop Mountain Mares from getting onto the attack.
Wallace Whitfield. Zeiger was trying to get a pass ready for Tommy Howick. Now the Bison looking to turn out the lights on this one. Gillard looking for a pass in front and a sink. See, it's going to be called against Belisis. That was near the 2-meter line. And we'll not see if that's going to be a penalty shot or not, and it is, and everybody retreating in the final 1:10 of this contest. Udovicic, Tawnycliffe, Gillard to the point. Bison keeping the ball in the air. Udovicic, was looking for a cap in front. He tried to get it.
Yeah, that was a really good pass by Bucknell on the 6-on-5. One thing that you really do want to focus on the 6-on-5 is looking for your post players, because they are right there in front of the goal. And because the Mountain Mares player was on the back, that's an automatic penalty for Bucknell.
He tried to get it to Multi. .55 seconds left. Stepanovic waiting to send the penalty shot away. The junior out of Serbia. He's played pro water polo since he was 16 years old. His dad played collegiate hockey and soccer in Minnesota. And he's going to bounce that one in to turn out the lights on this one. 55 seconds remaining. Seems that Justin Vink is going to take his final timeout. And Bison are going to finish off this one. You know, Boadi, it was close in that first quarter, and then the Bison were able to jump out to a relatively big lead with getting a few goals in the second, and then the Mount made it interesting, trying to gain some momentum in the third and in this quarter, but it seemed that big second quarter by the Bison proved to be a little too much, and the Mount just could not catch up to try to tie the game.
Yeah, the second quarter by Bucknell is when they really turned up that gear to the next level, and that's unfortunately really hurt the Mount. And Bucknell just kept it consistent and steady from there, which is really good, is what you want to see from your team, to go out strong and also finish very strong.
And the Bison in their first conference game of the season are going to go to 1-0 in MAWPC play and go to 3-5 on the season after we conclude the final 55 seconds of this contest. And the Mount are going to drop to 2-8 on the season and 1-2 in conference play, already having 2 MAWPC matchups this season, including against Navy in Annapolis on September 7th. Midshipmen were ranked 17th at the time, and it was a dominating victory for Navy, losing that contest, the Mount, 21-7. And then they got a victory against Mercyhurst in their last game before this one against Mercyhurst at the Salem Invitational in West Virginia, winning that contest 17-10. And the Mount are going to have to get up bright and early tomorrow. They're ready to take on the Fordham Rams at 10 o'clock. They'll have a little break, and then they'll take on the Wagner Seahawks at 2 o'clock, and then they'll have their final matchup of the Invitational on Saturday later in the night in an expedition matchup against Saddleback. Bison will have 2 games tomorrow as they fire it in, but it's not going to count. Shot taken up front by Aiden Hess. Bison possibly trying to get one final goal, and they are going to bounce it in. It's Jack Delaney. Freshman already has a handful of goals in this contest tonight. And the Bison ahead by 6.
Yeah, it was a really good counter-attack by Bucknell to recognize that they had 2 players, in fact, that were free in the middle of the pool. It looked like Mount St. Mary's got a bit lost there and lost their players there. And that was good awareness from Bucknell to be very quick and notice their advantage.
And Boadi, a lot of anticipation for the Bison's next opponent tomorrow. It's going to be the Kings of the MAWPC on the men's side. In the past 3 years, they're going to take on the Fordham Rams. I'm sure it's going to be an exciting game for the Bison as they welcome the challenge, taking on one of the best MAWPC schools over the past few years.
Yeah, I'm sure Bucknell's probably been preparing the whole week for them to play Fordham. They are a very tough team, a very good team, and it's always competitive when the 2 teams play. So I think they have to be excited to play such a good team and to be competitive. So I'm sure they're very ready for the game tomorrow.
Aiden Hess possibly getting the final goal of this contest. The Mount down by 5 is going to be a little too late. The final 8 seconds in this one, and then Bison will take on McKendree, WWPA school out of Illinois, tomorrow night to close out day 2 of the Invitational. Matchup will be at 7:20, and then they'll take on the Wagner Seahawks on Sunday. And that is going to do it, my friends, as the Bucknell Bison open up MAWPC play, and they will head back home with a victory, 18-13. The final here tonight at Kinney Natatorium, as the Bison with a big win here this evening against the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers, and they remain undefeated against the Mount, going 9-0 now against